A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to the live demo session on how corporates can use TCS Ion job listing platform effectively. We will have the live session for 2 hours, out of which we will have a Q&A session towards the end for approximately 45 minutes. You can post your respective questions with your name and company name in the chat window and we will answer during the Q&A session. All the participants will be on mute. Today we have Mr. Manivannan Ranganathan, who is the Program Director for TCS NQT. He is currently driving the TCS NQT initiative for TCS Ion Business Unit, and he has rich experience in IT sector with more than 28 years of work experience, out of which the last 24 years are with TCS. He played a key role in setting up the automation platform for 100 plus educational institutions across India. Mani has also handled delivery, client relationship management and business development for many TCS insurance clients in US and India. Welcome to this session, Mani. Over to you now.
Thank you, Himshubra. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, Mani, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, all the participants for taking time to be with us today. Like Himshubra said, we will spend about an hour or so walking through the detailed demonstration on how the job listing platform works, how you can register yourself, participate in it, and also followed by a Q&A. As you all know, National Qualifier Test, TCS NQT, which we call, has been created as a way of democratizing talent search in India. But our vision is to create the largest database of certified students across all streams across India, so that there is a large talent pool available for corporates like you, and bring in all the corporates into a common platform so that they can pick and choose the required profile based on their own criterion that they set. And then the location, visibility, none of this is a concern. You're able to pick up the right talent from anywhere in India. That is our whole vision. And we did our first exam in October. We have close to 4.2 lakh students who've taken the exam. That was the initial exam, and our plan is to do this TCS NQT every quarter, and the next exam is coming up in February 18th and 19th. Right, so our endeavor is to constantly keep creating or adding to the certified pool and make it the three-tier structure that we spoke about earlier in terms of cognitive testing, industry skills testing, and specialized subjects testing. We will align it with the industry needs based on which industry is hiring, which job roles are being hired. We will create more and more variants of these job roles, qualifications for these job roles, so that the students are able to establish their credentials in these areas. And you as a corporate have an ability to assess or evaluate them based on their performance in this NQT schools. Right? The job listing platform itself is something that we've been building for about 6 to 8 months now. Our plan is to sort of use this as the gateway for the students to get the jobs. Right? Today, when a student is writing the NQT, he is getting a score, but then how does he get a job? He or she get a job, right? While we encourage them to go and apply to each of these corporates on their own, how many of them will do it, and how many corporates will consider that as something that is still under a lot of communication to corporates and all that, right? So we are trying to create this job listing portal as a single place where the students and corporates can come together. And what Smita will talk to you today is in terms of, from a corporate perspective, predominantly how we can use this platform. So I'll quickly touch upon 2-3 areas which the students can do, and then we'll talk about few on the corporate side, and then I'll hand it over to Smita. From a student side, while the student has taken the national qualifier test, the kind of details a corporate is looking for, right, in terms of maybe the kind of projects that they've done in the college, the kind of skills that they've possessed, and is there any video evidence of that, right? any testimonials or certifications that they have done, they can be attached here, right? And any expectations from them in terms of a location preference or a job role preference or an industry preference. All these things are not part of the application for the TCS NQT. It was more like an exam application. So the student comes into this platform, job listing platform, and fills up all these details, right? So in terms of giving a digital profile of them, right? And once this profile is given, then they can look at jobs that are posted by the corporates and apply to those jobs. When the student applies to those jobs, the corporates can see who all have applied to that, and then the corporates have an ability to filter based on a certain criterion. It could be NQT score, it could be any other location-based or graduation-based filtering, and then you do shortlisting. Right? So this whole platform has got set of use cases from a student point of view, and a set of use cases or transactions that a corporate can do. Today, we'll be focusing more on the corporate side, though I've asked Smita to touch a bit about the student aspect of it as well, so that you get to know how the transactions goes between a student registration to a job posting to a job application to a candidate selection, right? All this sort of moves from a corporate to a student and vice versa. So this whole flow and the transaction is managed in this platform. And while we have done sufficient analysis in building this platform and sufficient testing in making it stable for you, please do realize that we are just going live this week. And if there are initial teething troubles, please bear with us, and we will make sure that it stabilizes soon. And if at all there are any capabilities that you believe might add a lot of value to your job selection process, job candidate filtering process, we have thought about it and added quite a lot of them. But in case you believe there are certain things that could add more value to the platform, do let us know. We will add it as part of our future roadmaps as we go along. And with this brief introduction, let me hand it over to Smita, where she'll do a detailed demo. And like Hinshubra said at the beginning, please have all your questions maybe posted in the Q&A or in the chat. And towards the end, once the demonstration is complete, we will answer each of these questions so that you get a clarity on how to use this platform. Over to you, Smita.
Thank you very much, Mani. Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, Smita, you are.
Very good evening, everyone. So I will be starting the demonstration of the job listing platform. So the URL that you will have to log into is www.tcsion.in. So before we get into the corporate registration process, I'll take about a few seconds to explain about the IDLH platform. So we call this platform IDLH. So this is a content marketplace for publishers to post their content and the learners to consume the content. And the segment that we cater to is right from 0 to, I would say, anybody who wants to learn can come into the platform. So today we are launching a new additional service for the learners, unemployed segment, and graduate candidates, the job listing platform. So one is I will take you through the complete steps of for a corporate to register on the platform. So the first step for the corporate to register on the platform is to create your account. So to go into create your account, first you'll have to click here. You'll be finding four tabs here. You have to click on the corporate tab. You have to provide your corporate details. So I'm giving I'm giving some dummy details here. If you're already a registered user on the Idealist platform, you can provide your details, else you can create by providing your information. So let me provide. And you have to give your registered company name in this box. Once you complete filling these details, you will have to accept the privacy notice, policy, and term of use, and you click on OK. Once you complete the registration process, you will get a message that you have successfully submitted. Your account will be verified at the back end, and after which it will take exactly a day. So if you provide your information today, tomorrow morning you can start posting your jobs, and you will be receiving 2 mails. One is on completion of this registration process, and second mail you will receive once you can, the next day you will be receiving a mail stating that your account is being validated and it's successfully registered, and you can start posting your jobs. So with this, your creation of account gets completed. Now I will be showing you the process of creating a job and posting the job requirement on the portal. Since I'm in the test, once I log in, I'll be landing on my dashboard. So this is the corporate dashboard. So in the corporate dashboard, you will be seeing the jobs. The job ID will be auto-generated in the system. You'll be seeing the jobs that you have posted and the locations and the posted date and the date of expiry. You'll be able to see, and you'll be able to edit jobs. You can delete jobs. You can see the profiles and so on. So first, let's go and create the job, and then we will come back and go through all these features. So first, these information, since you've already registered, the company name will be auto-populated and industry name will also be auto-populated. And if the job that you are, for example, if you're going to post a job for a software developer, if it's a 0 years of experience, you can mention, or if you're looking out for say 1 year experience, you can mention that. If you feel the resume is mandatory, then you can click on the resume. If there are any benefits, then you can mention. If not, you can mention this any. You can mention the start date of the application. and the closure date of the application. If you want to disclose the salary, you can do so. You can add the same job. You might look for multiple locations. You can mention the location preference. So I'm posting 5 jobs in Maharashtra, and another 5 jobs I will post in a different location. Now I can click on continue. The job summary, I've created something just to save time. I've mentioned the job summary and job qualification. I mentioned the job qualification and job role. This is very important. So if you see the job role, we have a framework that we are using is OSTAR framework. So what happens is this helps in the recommendations of the job. So I have to select the appropriate job that I would prefer to choose. So based on that is when the job, the recommended profiles will be displayed. So it has to be rightly chosen. And the second important and key feature of the platform is CV shortlisting. So this is another interesting feature that we have. So what happens is, this feature is a CV parsing. So every profile will have a score. So what happens is, if, for example, if I'm a graduate and I have skills in Java and I'm an IT engineering student, so my match will be the perfect match for the specific job. Or for example, in addition to that, I know PHP. So if I'm updating all this information as a candidate on the platform, so this this will shortlist the candidates based on the scores, based on the mapping of the profile. So for example, if I give say 60%, 60 and above, what it'll do is it'll shortlist the profiles based on the job profile the corporate has posted and the skills and ability of the candidate, and it will decide on the perfect score and perfect mapping of the candidate's profile. So that way I'm telling that I want candidates who have the basic ability, and I'm giving a skill rate of 60, so that I will be able to shortlist profiles only of candidates who have these skills. So if there is any preferred qualification for this job, if I'm very specific that I'm looking of only for BE and BTech, probably I can give that in preferred qualification and I can save the job. Now I'm able to see the job that I have posted and I'm able to see all the information. I can verify it once and I can proceed. And I will also know that the stamp is going to more or less look like this. And if I want to see a preview my job that I've posted, I will also be able to do it. And I can do it in 3 different modes. One is laptop view, tab view, and mobile view, as this platform is mobile compatible. I'll be able to see the complete job, how it is going to look on a mobile. So I'll be able to see the job summary, complete details and information, all that I'll be able to see in this mobile view. So now I've decided that all the details I have provided, and now I want to go to the next stage. So now I'm confirming the details. I have added the job successfully. So, the current version that we will be launching will have until the confirmation. There is the other 2 important and very interesting feature that will be coming up shortly. One is stage configuration and other one is the role configuration. Here what happens is, this is more an onboarding process. So here we are talking about shortlisting, and then we are talking about the recruitment process. This part of the process will be the onboarding, wherein you can create multiple stages in the recruitment. So what will happen is, for a learner, you can completely provide the user journey. So for example, we can add document verification. So if the candidates a document you want them to upload, and you may want to verify at a point. So what you can do is, you can create a stage as document verification. So that way what happens, you create for this particular stage, you may want to have it on a specific duration, and you might want the candidates to complete it within that period. So you can give a start date and end date for that, and during that period the candidate can complete the document verification. This could be one stage. The second stage is could be that you want to shortlist the candidate on a basis of an interview. So you can create another stage wherein you can call it an interview stage, and you can start the date and end the date, and you will be able to create steps within the interview itself. So I can call it interview, and what will be the attribute for this interview will be feedback. So likewise, I will be able to completely provide a user journey for a candidate. That way your process of recruitment is made extremely simple and extremely friendly, because the candidate also gets to know what is his status, where is he his profile right now. So I will be taking you through all that at the later point, but however I'm just taking you through the complete onboarding process right now. So all this can be added as part of the listing services. So once I'm completing it, I will say continue, and I will submit. Now I have submitted the job on the platform. Now I'm going back to the corporate dashboard, and I'll be able to see the job that I have posted. So I also get an auto-generated job ID, and I will be able to get these information. So now if I want to go and edit, maybe I want to add a location or any other information that I want to edit, you're welcome to do it at any point of time. If you want to delete it, you can do it. So we will come back to this view applicant and recommended skills, and all this we will come back in a short while after going to the learner profile, and I will show you a complete use case. Before going into that step, I would want to also show you the other features that is there on the platform. So the first and the foremost is the edit profile of the corporate. So when I click on the edit profile of the corporate, I will be able to edit all these options that is there. I can put the logo. I can add all these informations, and I can edit it if I want to go and edit these details. By clicking on this button, I'll be able to do it. Except your company name, industry, rest all of the informations can be edited. And you will also be able to see the jobs that you have posted. And if you want to search any specific job, you can always search. And if you want to go and verify the details that is there, you can always verify and click job details as well. So the first what we saw is the edit of the company profile. And we also saw how to go and check the jobs that you have posted. Now we are coming to creation of additional. So in your organization, you might have multiple people who are part of the recruitment. Now you may want to create multiple login IDs for different stakeholders or the interviewers. Now what the system provides is, it provides such an a comfortable provision for you. So you just have to download this particular Excel, and you can create login IDs. As an administrator, you will be able to create login IDs for the interviewers and other recruiters. So I'll just quickly show the template and I will move on. Okay. So you have the first name of the person, you have to give the email ID of the person, and the role that you want this person to play on the platform. So you may want that person to be an administrator, or you may want the person to be an interviewer. So whichever role you want that person to be, you have to fill the complete information, and you will also be provided with a use creation. So that will also be a template in the first screen where it will also tell you what are the features and how to update these fields. So all this information you need to update, and you can upload the template, and that way immediately there will be a mail that will get triggered to the respective person, and they will be able to start using the platform. So now going back to the platform. So we finished with the download and upload of interviewers, and where we will be creating the login IDs for the administrator and the interviewer. Now coming to job creation. So we have created the job successfully. Now we will be going back to the learner ID, and we will see how the learner will post the job, and then we will come back to see the view applicant and how these jobs can be, how as a recruiter you will be able to access these the candidate's profile. So I'm also logging in as a learner right now. So I've logged in as a learner. So for the learner, the first thing that the candidates will be able to view is jobs and internship. So this is the jobs page for the candidate. So for the candidate, he'll be able to see all the jobs that is getting posted on the platform. So if you see that this was a job that we had posted, and the candidate will be able to see all the jobs here, and he will be able to apply it. Or if there is, he just wants the details, they will be able to see the details. So the candidate will be able to see all jobs, and he will also be able to see the trending jobs. So based on the search and the number of candidates applying for it, they'll be able to see the trending jobs. So these are some of the trending jobs. So as a candidate, they can do two actions. One is they can apply for a job, and they can also save the job. So if I want to save any jobs and apply later, I can just click onto the save, and I'll be able to apply later. Now there are some key features for the candidates to choose a job. Now I know I will be able to see all jobs, trending jobs. Now I may want to be very specific to choose a specific role that I am very interested. So as a candidate, I can choose by job role, I can choose by location, I'll be able to choose by industry. I can choose the industry. I'll be able to select from the employment type, salary, date posted, and company. So I will be able to choose by all these. Now what happens is, as a candidate, now I want to apply for this particular job. I'm saying apply. So it will ask me the location preference. So I'm selecting Tamil Nadu, and I'm saving it. Now I have completed, I've seen all my jobs, and I've also gone through all these features, and I know that I have chosen certain jobs that I want to apply. So once I apply it, I'll be able to see a job applied successfully. Now I'm going to my dashboard. So in this dashboard, I see jobs applied. I need to click on this. And as a learner, I'll be able to see what are the jobs that I've applied to. I have applied for data analyst job, software engineering, and software developer job. I can see the details, and this is exactly the profile score that I was talking about. So in this case, you're seeing 0, but you, as a student, you will, once we go live, every student will have this score. So the student also will understand that for this particular job, my profile is exactly suitable, suiting about 50% or 60% or 90%. How apt am I for that particular job? The candidate also will understand, and he will also know the progress. So what happens is he will exactly know what is his status. So if you see, this is very important because a lot of times you might get calls from candidates understanding of, if I've got shortlisted, or you might get multiple mails for from the candidates, wanting to know what is their status. So here what happens, it becomes very simple for you. For the candidates themselves will understand that, okay, my status is this. So they know. And if the status is like shortlisted, they will know it is shortlisted. If the status is rejected, they will get to know that it has got rejected. So all the status the candidates will get to know. And the moment the candidate's profile gets moved to interview, because here it is only showing as shortlisted. Once his profile gets moved to interview, there is a separate tab for the candidate to know that, okay, so I have certain interviews that is scheduled, and if it could be an video interview or it could be a face-to-face interview, whichever is the interview, the candidate will understand here, and he will be prepared to attend the interview on the specific date. And the candidate will also be able to save jobs, which I had shown on the jobs tab. Now the candidates can save it, and he can apply it before the expiry date. He'll be able to apply, and the candidates will also get certain recommended learning. Since the platform also supports the learning, so we always encourage the candidates to always upskill on the technology based on their interest and ability. So what happens here is I will be taking you through the recommendation separately. However, I will tell you that these candidates have got some recommendation. So as I mentioned to you, we work on a framework, OSTAR. So what OSTAR does is, OSTAR is an international framework. So what it does is, it actually maps the students' skill, knowledge, interest, and technology and the job that gets posted, and it tries to map it and gives the recommendation based on that. So it is very close to accuracy. So this kind of recommendation will pop up for the candidates that, you are very much suitable for this specific job. Why don't you apply? So likewise, he will get a lot of recommendations over here. And based on this, the candidates can apply to the job. Now we have seen the jobs applied, we have seen the saved jobs, and we've also seen the recommended jobs, and we've also spoken about the interview. Now we will apply for a job, and we will go back to the corporate login, and we will check how this candidate has applied for the job and what happens as a recruiter, what will be the user flow. So what happens here is you will be able to see the candidates who have applied for this job. And as I mentioned to you, as the students get a recommendation of job, the corporate will also get recommendation of skill. Now I'm going to see for the specific job, I'm going to see the candidate who has applied for this. I'm able to see that Raghavan has applied for this job. And as I mentioned to you, there will be a profile score, which will really help you to shortlist a candidate. And you will also be able to see the profile. And just one additional information which I missed to mention in the learner profile. Just a moment. So there is also a very important factor in the the learner profile. So in the learner profile, the most important part is the profile of the candidate. So if you see here, Mani had mentioned in the beginning about the NQT exam and how the NQT is going to be a the game changer in terms of recruitment and in terms of shortlisting the profile. So what will happen today is when the candidate has cleared an NQT exam, his profile score in the profile will have the first part of the NQT score. So if, for example, if I am, it will be auto-populated and the student score and details, all that will be visible in the first part of the profile summary. And all the other details of the candidate will be followed by it. So what will happen is, the candidates will be able to fill all this information. He'll be able to, provide his details here. He can fill his educational qualification. He can provide his, if he's done if he's completed his graduation and all that, if he wants to upload his certificates or any additional, certificate of on training or a certificate on an examination, he can upload it here. And another interesting feature that we have is the video. So the candidates can also provide their video profile, can be posted here, which can be of 10 MB, and he can post his video and which the corporates will be able to view. So all this information can be provided by the candidates, and candidates can also choose, how they want their details to be visible. So they want to, show it to corporates, or they want to, keep it private for some time, or they want to show it only after a point of time. So all this provision is also enabled for the corporates to, so for the candidates to do. And once the complete profile is updated, this particular strength will increase, and we will be ensuring that the candidates provide their complete information so that the corporates can do a better shortlisting. So this is with the profile updation. Now we have seen the dashboard. We have also seen the profile of the candidates. Now we'll be moving back to the corporate dashboard. Okay, so back to the corporate dashboard. So I think this will be the most important thing for you all, because you'll be more interested to know how this profile comes into the platform. So we discussed, so this particular job is there, and we were talking about how the applicant, profile can be viewed here. And we can see the candidate's name. We'll be able to view the profile of the candidate, and these are the actions that we can take for a candidate. We'll be able to approve a candidate. We'll be able to reject a candidate. You can put a candidate on hold. You can also, send a call for interview. So any changes that you make on this action, immediately there will be a response that will happen to the candidate. So candidate will also know that he's got shortlisted, he's got rejected. So all these actions are also, in response happens at the corporate candidate level. So now, for example, I have shortlisted this profile and I'm clicking on call for interview. Now what happens is I'll be able to see only profiles that got shortlisted in this tab, which is manage interview. Now, very interesting feature here is that we'll be able to schedule interview for this candidate right here. So you can schedule the interview. You can give the date and time for the interview. You can select the interviewer, because initially we were talking about creating the interviewer, right? So in the same way, once the interviewers are created for your organization, you will be able to select their names from the drop down option, and you can give the time and date. So the candidate will also be prepared on the same time to attend the interview. So this feature is to manage the interview for the shortlisted candidates. Now I may want to see the recommended profiles. So the recommended profiles will be listed out here, and I'll be able to shortlist the recommended profile based on the qualification. I'll be able to see based on the location, skills, and work experience. So and based on that, I can send an invite. So these recommended profiles, once I send the invite, it goes in the it goes to the candidate's dashboard, and the candidates has to apply for this job. Once they apply to this job, that profile will be visible in your view profile. So I'll be able to see those profiles over here. So these are the different tabs. So these are the different ways that you will be able to shortlist a candidate. Now I might also want to do a bulk upload of the same operation. So I might want to shortlist a candidate using an a filter, because there might be a lot of candidates who are applying for the specific job. In that case, what I can do is I can use the bulk upload option. You'll be able to do it for your entire jobs, or you can also do it to specific jobs. So I'll be able to see all these applicants who have applied for my job. I'll be able to see it, and I can also I can also change their status based on the based on the details that they've provided. I can also shortlist them. So what are the details that I'll be able to see? I'll be able to see the skill set. I'll be able to see their language skills, and I will definitely be able to see the NQT details also. So that way what happens is you will have multiple levels of screening of a candidate. So one is you will have the key parameter, which will be NQT score. You will have a CV score, which will also help you in shortlisting. Not only that, you will also be able to see what are the skills that the candidates have. Based on that, you will be able to shortlist the profiles. And you can what you can do is, if you want to change them to call for interview or any other option that you would prefer, you can do all that, and you can upload the template, and you will be able to submit it successfully. Once you do that, the candidates will also be intimated on the platform and also via mail. So any action that you do, the candidates will be getting a mail communication. So that way they are also alerted that they've been shortlisted, or whichever is the action that you have taken, the candidates will be able to see it. So I think I've covered the complete the platform. I've given the complete demonstration of the platform. So that is from my side. So we can wait questions.
Yeah, sure, Shweta. Thank you so much for giving the demo. So now we have a couple of questions. So should I start with asking the questions?
Yes, Hemshupra, sure.
Okay. So the first question is from Mr. Amarjeet from Nav Bharat Ventures Limited. His question is that this platform is specific to IT sector only, or it will be helpful for manufacturing industries as well?
Okay. So the jobs, the platform is for both. It is for the manufacturing, the blue collar, as well as for the white collar.
Okay, great. So second question is from Ms. Meghna Rao. She has a query that where do the jobs get posted and how can candidates see these jobs? And the second part of the question is, do the candidates also need to register as well?
Okay. Okay, so if you see my screen right now, this is where the jobs get posted, and it is posted in the same IDLH platform. And the candidates will be, the jobs will get posted over here, and candidates can apply for the job. Yes, the candidates also need to register on the platform.
Okay,
Smita,
great.
if you can just add here, Smita actually getting an add here. See this, whatever we are calling it as the IDLH is basically digital learning hub, right? It is a e-commerce kind of a platform, right? If you look at Amazon, right, what it has is a set of products where a buyer can apply filters, see the products, and then buy the product. It has the same behavior. What you see on the left are the filters. What you see in the middle are the products. Each one of them is a product stamp. You click on it, you see more details. And then maybe here the actions are applied now. But if the same platform is used for a learning products as well. Let us say I am selling a data sciences online course, right? So if someone searches for a data sciences online course, there will be a stamp like that here. When they click on it, there will be a buy now option. So they can buy now and then it goes to the payment page and they complete the transaction. So the same architecture is what is being used for jobs as well. Whether it is a learning product or an assessment product or a job of a corporate, all of this come here. As a learner, I have one platform to use. As a learner, I can use this platform for learning, for taking some assessments. And even in NQT, for example, is a product here. TCS NQT is a product here. I can take the NQT here. Or if I want to apply for jobs, I can apply for jobs here. All of this, while it is visible here, there is also my dashboard, which you showed earlier. So that becomes like a central place for a student to go and look at. Just click on that my dashboard, Smita. What are the learnings? It will have my learnings, right? If supposing I have subscribed to 3-4 learning products, it will have the learning products there. And if they've applied for a job, if he or she is a job seeker, they've applied for a job, then the job supplied will be here. So this becomes a one place or a single portal for the student to do all the transactions, right? So you have to treat this like a e-commerce platform equivalent from a learning context and a job context.
Thanks for the information, Mani and Smita. Before I ask the remaining questions, I would request all the participants to post their questions in the chat window and we will take it up one by one. So in continuation to the question which Mr. Amarjeet had asked, he has one more query that are CA candidates available in the platform currently?
I do not know right off the bat if CA candidates are available. But again, like I said, if you are putting those jobs there, we have to sort of ask people to register and do it. See, this is like I said, it's a platform. On one side, we are asking corporates like you to come on board, post your jobs. Other side, we have done a test for 4.2 lakh candidates, predominantly to us engineering heavy, but we are looking at mobilizing candidates from rest of the disciplines as well, whether it's commerce or science or arts. So the plan is to get more and more students into the platform to get certified, and those certified students to register for the jobs and for the corporates to post the requirements. So today I do not know if there is any CA candidate in the platform right now. I do not know. But again, this is somewhere we have to start in terms of looking at demand versus supply.
Sure, Mani, thanks for the answering this. The next question is, how about the visibility of the job posting among other companies? And what if I do not get any applications? Still, I will get the data of how many candidates have viewed my job posting?
So I think this question was asked last time. Yeah, Smita, the question is, will the corporate know how many people have viewed the job? I don't think that view count will be available.
Yes,
The-
currently the capability is not there, but it is there as a part of an enhancement. So definitely,
yeah,
this
yeah,
will be
we have
an
taken
option.
it as part of a product roadmap. However, like we said, see, one is if your job is interesting, candidates will apply. That is one possibility. Second, the recommendation that you see on the right side of the screen right now, right? The platform matches the candidate profile and the job profile and says that these are the possible cases who might fit for your requirement. So when you click a button, it says that it initiates a trigger for the student to apply. But end of the day, you have to realize that it is you will start seeing their profile only when they apply to you. Because we also respect someone's privacy, because all of us do not want to be called by 20 different people where interest is not there, right? For example, if I'm looking for a banking job, I don't want 20 IT companies calling me, right? So there is a bit of a privacy angle here. We are asking students to apply. However, we are making a nudge. In case their profile fits your job, you can definitely push a button and it shows there in their portal or in their login that so and so company or so and so job is available for them to apply. So that is intervention available today for corporates to help them fulfill the job.
So another question is, are all the candidates available are active candidates?
See, this platform itself is going live right now, right? So there is nothing like a inactive database or something. And our plan is to target the 4.2 lakh students who have written the NQT in October to register, right? But the platform is open. It is quite possible that students who have not taken the NQT also can apply. We are not stopping them. And it's up to the corporate to put that as a filter, right? And we will also bring in some more features where if someone registered to this portal, say 3 months down the line, they got a job and they communicate to us in some way so that we clean up the data. The way we actually put an end date to the job so that the old jobs do not hang around. We'll think of a way to put an end date to the student as well so that once they get a job, they are going out of this portal. You also need to realize that it is a bit voluntary, right? I applied here or I created a profile here. I got a job, but I did not inform anyone. It is difficult for me to take him out of the system unless that information comes voluntary from him. So we will work out a mechanism where that feedback comes in and then we're able to clean up the data. Right now, whatever data is going to get created is going to be active data.
Sure, Mani. One of the questions from Ms. Divya Singh is, as TCS NQT is general test for all the IT candidates, so is there anything which segregate the candidate from React or Angular or different profile?
Can you please repeat the question again?
Yeah, it says that as TCS NQT is general test for all the IT candidates, so is there anything which segregates the candidate from React or Angular or different profile?
See, we have designed this TCS NQT in a three-tier structure, right? The first tier is a cognitive, which is the common factor across all job roles, across job industries, right? So if you're selecting based on cognitive ability, you do it based on cognitive score, right? But if you are looking for a specific technical expertise in Angular technology, for example, then you can consider that experience as part of your interview to see if they have that, or ask for that as part of your interview, a part of your job requirement, and see if the candidates are able to express their ability there. And if we find that Angular is a predominant fresher hiring job role, then we will have to create a subject NQT for Angular and then ask the candidates to take that. For example, we have done a programming test, right? That programming test includes C, C++, Java, Python, and Perl, right? But again, Angular is a completely different thing. It's not a programming in that sense, right? It's more like a web development kind of a tool, right? So maybe we'll create a separate subject NQT for that. So our plan is to align the subject NQTs in line with the industry demand based on the job roles and job requirements and what those job requirements demand, what skill set they demand. Those skill set will convert them into subject NQTs so that these NQTs are taken by students and they have a score. So along with the cognitive score, they'll have an Angular score, for example. But today, Angular is not a subject. We are every quarter we are doing this NQT, and we'll add more and more variants each quarter. And it is predominantly going to be driven by the industry demand. Where are the freshers hiring high? Which industry, which job role, which skills are required for those job role? Depending on those, we align the variants, product variants.
Sure, Mani. So another question from Ms. Divya is also, do we have any criteria to set up like only 1100 score candidate or IT candidate can only apply for the job? Do we have any such kind of filters available?
Smita, that NQT based filters, are they deployed or are they still under development?
It is under development, Mani. Yeah.
So right now the score is visible and we are working on additional enhancements where you can apply filters based on the level of score and completion of certain industry and subject NQTs.
Sure. Another question from Ms. Divya itself, is TCS NQT only for fresher or experienced candidates also can apply?
See, right now our target is for freshers because we believe that is where hunger is there. And that is where we believe we can make a difference. Right today, when you look at inclusivity or when you look at bringing in non-tech jobs, non-engineering jobs into the mix, right? That is where a lot of people are being left out. So we really want to make a difference in the fresher hiring. We might look at experienced people hiring down the line, and maybe because the kind of skill sets, meaning this kind of subject NQTs that we will create might be vastly different, right? So whether a fresher will be able to take that, and in case an experienced professional has to take that, is there a higher demand for them to go for it is a question right now. So right now our focus is predominantly on fresher hiring and industries and job roles and skills related to fresher hiring.
Another question is, do we have any standard TCS NQT score like, yes, this is a good score and can qualify or something like that?
See, I wouldn't call anything like a good score or a bad score. We don't even call this as a pass or a fail exam, predominantly because each corporate has a certain job role, and the job role demands are different, right? Maybe a developer in an IT company might need a higher level of cognitive ability compared to a data entry operator in a accounting job, right? Or maybe a front office person, right? So today we are not restricting based on job role or industry. All we are telling is that this is your cognitive ability. Using that score, can you find an appropriate industry or a role or a job and get a job? Now, every corporate might say that I want, even if it is a data entry operator, I want a cognitive percentage of 95. While that's a wish, if you do hire someone at 95%, very likely they'll work in your company for 6 months and then jump in, because there are higher role or higher salary jobs that they might get using that 95% cognitive ability. So you always have to keep in mind in terms of the cognitive ability versus salary and longevity of the candidate. All this plays a role, right? So you have to look at the balance depending on the job role. You decide. Maybe if I hire between 60 to 70%, and typically they tend to deliver more value, stick to me for a long time, then you sort of continue doing that. And you might want to calibrate higher or lower depending on your own experience. But in our opinion, we are not making that call. We are leaving it to the corporates to apply this percentage based on the job role and their own personal experience.
Sure, Mani. Next question is the job listing platform mobile friendly for job seekers? Absolutely.
This complete platform is developed. It is a browser based platform, and it is responsive, whether it is a desktop or mobile, a smartphone or a tablet, it will respond well and you will be able to do all the transactions. Whether it is a student or a corporate, you will be able to do a lot of these actions in your mobile as well.
Sure. And what all features I can access from mobile as a recruiter in the job listing platform?
Smita, you want to take that question?
Yes, Mani. So as it is mobile compatible, you'll be able to completely it is going to work the same way as your desktop or a tablet.
Right, Smita. And what all information we are capturing from the job seekers?
From the job seekers, we will be capturing their NQT score and their job location and their preferences on their experience as well as the salary, and they will also be they will also be providing their skill set in addition to the other information.
Right. Another question is, what all criteria are given for the candidate to search for a relevant job and options given to narrow down to reach the right job for him and manage his jobs hunting experience effectively?
Okay, the candidates will be able to browse the trending jobs. They'll be able to shortlist based on the location, experience, salary, and the other thing is, they will also be able to save the jobs and apply it later, and they can also apply immediately. So all these options are available for them to narrow down, and in addition to that, they also have recommended corporates, so that will also help them to narrow down the experience.
Another, in fact, an important question is, can job seekers create a video profile, and how I can make use of that for shortlisting?
Yes, the candidates will be able to also capture their videos, and the same way after capturing, that will also be viewed along with their resume. The corporates will be able to see the videos as well.
Smita, let me just add a quick thought there. See, this video is very effective when it comes to skill assessment, right? Or their hands-on assessment, right? Many a times a digital profile, a Word document or a PDF does not do justice or does not help a corporate to understand the skill aspect of it, right? Hands-on aspect of it. That is where maybe, for example, someone talking for 3 minutes on their project gives an indication of their verbal ability, right? How confidently they're able to talk in a either in English language or their language of their choice, right? Local language. Or if it is about something that can be demonstrated, right? And then someone records it, right? So that skill is demonstrated and that skill is recorded. So this ability to record gives a good platform for corporates to assess the skill component or the hands-on component, which otherwise might be missing in a standard PDF or a Word document.
Sure, Mani and Smita. Another question is, can I search candidate by their UG or PG grade and NQT scores?
Yes, it is possible to shortlist the candidates based on the search is possible in Jubra. The corporates can search on based on the qualification. It would be based on NQT score as well as the profile score. It is possible.
Right. And what are the different ways I can reach the job seekers in this platform?
Okay. The ways is, one is you will get candidates applying to the job. Once you post the job, the candidates will apply. And the profile recommendation which we were talking happens in two ways. One is it is based on the job that I'm posting, and it is also based on the candidate's preference. And third is based on the we were talking about OSTAR framework that we're using. So that provides the right match for the job role.
Great. What are the tools available for me to screen and shortlist candidates in this platform?
So the tools is, as we spoke about, the recommendation, and we have the NQT is the important way to shortlist, and we also have the profile score.
Okay, then I think this will be the last question. How useful is the platform post selection and onboarding of candidates?
Yes, as we mentioned that, we are also coming out with the onboarding complete experience with the user journey, which is in the future enhancement and in the roadmap. So that will completely help the corporate to handle the onboarding, which will include not only the interview process, it is also document verification and the online interviews and assessment. So all this will be covered part of the onboarding experience.
Sure, great, Smita. So I think we do not have any further questions. So we can wrap up. Thank you to all the participants. One thing before we wrap up is, like, for those who have not registered yet, request them to register through the link which you can see on your screen. And I have put the registration link on the chat window as well. And for any support, you can reach out through any of these channels. Thank you, Mani. Thank you, Smita, for giving us the insights about TCS NQT and the job listing platform. I think this demo session will be very useful to the corporates and who can start using this job listing platform once it is live.
Thank you, Himshubra, and thank you all for joining today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Smita. Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.